My name is Robert Foisey. I am the director of 15 Minutes of Fame and founder of Vox Novus. And this is a unique format from what we've done in the past now that we're virtually online. And we have a lot of the composers here online with us today. So, meanwhile, let me tell you a little bit about 15 Minutes of Fame. I created this project back in 2009. We put out a call for works for 15 one-minute works that are written specifically for a musician. In 2009, we started with piano, and we've done about 80 of these shows so far, mostly on the Composer's Voice Concert Series in New York, but they've also been performed through 10 or 12 countries throughout the world, about 100 and 150 times. This unique call for scores is for one of our returning champions. His name is Andrew White. He's a baritone, and he participated with us back in 2012. And we did a call for him, and that sort of toured around. And this time, we're going to be here on the internet. And, with that said, let's bring on Andrew. Hey, Andy, how you doing?
Hi, how are you? Okay, well, first of all, so that everybody knows where we are, okay.
Fabulous.
My particular call is a little unusual in that singers are always performing with instruments, usually piano. And my call, the time I did it before, I asked for works that I could do by myself, either just a cappella or accompanying myself on various instruments. This time I expanded that idea to allow for pre-recorded tracks, which could either be a recording of a piano accompaniment, or it could be a recording of a soundscape that the composer creates. And we have a wider range, array of choices for things for me to sing with, as well as accompanying myself on some small instruments, as well as a cappella. There remained only the window, the large Bloomsbury lodging house window, the tiresome, the troublesome, and rather melodramatic business of opening the window and throwing himself out. Treading the Ginko leaves, treading, a young boy quietly comes down from the temple.
David, let me start with you. So, you wrote one of these works. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your piece?
Well, I'm a composer living in West Allis, Wisconsin, outside of Milwaukee. Okay, so I'm a composer, been around for a long time. This is actually my second piece I wrote for Andrew. And given some of his comments about the previous piece, I tried to avoid some of the tricky parts of the from that piece, but I may have complicated matters in other ways with this one. So I'll leave it to Andrew to tell me if I made things a little too complicated with some of the tape bits in this one.
This one was much easier. Oh, sorry. Before I start this one, I want to give you the translation because it's in Spanish. Forgetting the servant, remembering the creator, paying attention to the interior, and loving the beloved. Olvido dello criado, memoria del criado, attenzione allo interior, y estarse amando al amaro.
I'm a classical music composer and electronic music composer also. So I wrote this piece original from the inspiration of the Asian Chinese poem that I have learned in my early age. Is about two very close friends separation. So one they were standing at the borderline, and one said, raise one more toast before you go, and there will be no one knows me better than you. So instead of saying farewell, take care, or good luck, something like that, I was feeling very deeply touched by this kind of expression. So that I decided to compose a short piece that can combine my background, like electronic music, and the world music, the traditional instruments, and the vocals.
Raise one more toast before you go. Before you go.
Hi, I'm Sarai Hillman. I just recently graduated from Georgia State University with my Bachelor of Music in Music Composition. So I'm a fairly new composer, and this piece was written. It was actually pretty difficult for me to cram all the ideas into 1 minute, and I was like, what can I do in 1 minute? So I decided to talk about growth. At that time, it was toward graduation, so I was reflecting on everything I'd gone through in my studies, and yeah, just talking about how growth is very time consuming, and it's, just, it can be hard, but it's also worth it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy.
Growth can be so time consuming. It is an oath taken with time, and with time this growth takes over the heart and the mind. It consumes the well-being. One is often exalted for being consumed by growth in time. Jesus got up one day a little later than usual. He had been dreaming so deep, there was nothing left in his head. What was it? A nightmare. Dead bodies walking all around him, eyes rolled back, skin falling off. But he wasn't afraid of that. It was a beautiful day. How about some coffee? Don't mind if I do. Take a little ride on my donkey. I love that donkey. Well, I love everybody.
And how about you, Fiona? Tell us about yourself and your piece.
Well, I'm all the way over here in the west of Ireland, so I'm across the Atlantic from you. I write mainly vocal and operatic works. So this song is one of three I'd written in the past year, 2 songs that were inspired by the pandemic. And this kind of fit well. I needed a third piece to make it a little bit of a trilogy, So this piece is the third piece in the pandemic trilogy. And it's the one that says, all shall be well, which we're fingers crossed at this point.
Right, fingers crossed.
All shall be well, and all shall be well. And all manner of things shall be well.
My name is Andre Luz. I'm here in Athens, Georgia. So I'm right next door to one of your participants here, finishing off my DMA composition studies over at the University of Georgia. And I have one more semester left. I'm working on my dissertation right now. and I decided I needed some contrast. Such a big project. I decided to look into Andrew White's call for scores, and I wrote this 1-minute piece for baritone and electronics about psychological healing, which I think is very much in order these days, and it'll be a part of a set of 4 or 5 songs for baritone and electronics, which I hope to complete in the near future.
Narcissistic abuse. I feel itchy, dry, and scaly. Unsettled, something is not right. I can feel a change occurring. It's strange, unfamiliar. Yet a sense of greatness comes through my veins. It's quick, another sunrise, another change. Blood, feathers appear, bold and stout, alive. Perfect sharp sequence, I am lost, then found again. My quills loosened and sprouted to puffs. A surreal field of black cotton that matures overnight. Unsheathed, my identity makes me stronger. Chickens change their coats in about 6 weeks. It could take the human race eons to grow feathers. Bagok!
I am in the Chicago area. I am getting old, and I am, as always, doing commercial music as well as what is my real love, which is computer and electronics. And whenever these calls come in for vocalists, I don't really do a lot of vocal music, but I always try to do something comical. The last time I did it, I did a piece called The Final Cluster, which was about a keyboard player falling dead on a job. This time, I'm always struck by the fact that when you're sitting there watching a commercial for a new drug, everybody's smiling and happy. Meanwhile, at the end of the commercial, there's this long list of terrible things that could happen if you take this drug. So I called this the side effect blues, that's all.
A bishop in the archdiocese was diagnosed with psoriasis. It seemed like such a crisis, but hope was in the air. There was a brand new wonder drug. He said, I'll try it with a shrug. I'll drink it down with a chug-a-lug. The doctor said with no fanfare, migraines, fear of trains, ankle sprains, a yen for brains, headache, nausea, dizziness, arrhythmia, dysentery, palms that are hairy, flatulence, and bad breath, and oh yes, death. His optimism hit a ditch. This seemed to be more than a glitch. I think I'd rather scratch and itch. I wouldn't try it on a dare. So there.
Well, I'm a composer, sound artist, improviser, and I also worked in theater as actor and director. And this particular piece is an incantation to dispel the plight that has befallen humanity.
Well, I'm a composer like the rest of us. A few years ago, I wrote a piece called Stalin Little Girl, which Andrew performed very, very well. And before I went to leave to go to Kearney, Nebraska, I was watching a history program about this biker who's also a history professor. And he was talking about Kearney, Nebraska. And he explained how there were, I think, 4 trails, at least 3, that originated from Kearney, Nebraska. And so in the words to this piece reflect how there are explorers and there are settlers. And the explorers go first. In this piece, it describes being an explorer and then as somebody who's looking for new territory.
Where trails converge, if only for a minute, we're together, though far apart in different wagons we call home, at least for now, starting where trails meet, heading in different directions. Others may just settling down. Plink, 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 plink. But we're not settling down. Toot, 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 toot. We're explorers. Toot, 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 toot. We're exploring. If only for a minute, we're together, though far apart. It's not proximity, but it's direction. At least for now, our trails converge, if only for a minute. Now for the next wagon.
I'm a composer in Los Angeles, California, and I mostly write chamber music and art songs. This piece, when I saw the call for Andrew, what I thought would be fun, he's got to pick 15 pieces, was to give him a choice of either treating it as a Vocalise, the name of the piece is Petite Vocalise, or if he wants to pick some words from some of the previous pieces. It's up to him. So that would be a bit of fun, depending on what works.
This particular piece, like most of my work, is a play. It's a one-act play. I actually wrote this with two characters speaking back and forth to each other, and also gave Andy a choice as to which character said which lines.
Knock, knock, who's there? Banana, banana who? Knock, knock, who's there? Banana, banana who? Knock, knock, who's there? Banana, banana who? Knock, knock, who's there? Banana, 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 banana. Banana who? Knock, knock, who's there? Banana, banana who? Knock, knock, who's there? Banana, banana who? Knock, 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 knock. Who's there? Orange, orange who? Aren't you glad I didn't say banana again?
Hi, everybody. I always love 15 Minutes of Fame because we always get a great mix of composers and sort of from all around the world. Can everybody say where they're from? We got two people from Georgia, right? California, Ireland, New York, Chicago.
New Jersey. Do you have a problem with that?
Well, thank you all. Andy, thank you again. And